Okay, so we are here in the Museum District of Houston. I'm with Verity and Zen, and we are going to the Butterfly Center today to see Meg the corpse flower. She bloomed, and they posted it at midnight last night, and she could wilt either tonight or sometime this weekend. So it doesn't last long, so we came right away. So here I saw at the museum gift shop, they have live plants for sale. I thought that was really cool. I don't remember them having that before, but it's my first time here in a while. And they've got wildflower seeds, they had air plants, other flowering plants for pollinators, a Dischidia. Is it Dischidia or Dischidia? More flowers. I thought that was really neat that they have that. So here there's some pitcher plants. When you enter the Butterfly Center, the plants here were so huge. You can see, I think, how big this place is. At the top, there's sunlight coming in for all the plants. So they have the highlight plants, and look at this mature monstera with so many fenestrations. I didn't touch the plants. I just put my hand in front of it for scale. But look how small the kids are compared to the plants here. Look at all those fenestrations. I had to keep telling them to slow down and wait for me so that I could look at the plants. And there's a waterfall in here. I'm always in awe every time I visit. And this time was even better because I actually know more about the plants. Look at that big pillowy leaf. And these monsteras, they're so big and mature. I see there again, I'm trying to show scale of how big all of the plants are. There's a bromeliad and there's begonia in here. It's so pretty. I think those are gloriosum, and they're so big and mature because they can grow in the ground all year long. It's temperature controlled. It's warm in here. More begonia just growing on the ground. It's like a giant greenhouse. Look at that, calathea. I don't think I've seen calathea bigger than the ones I saw here. Is that a syngonium? More begonia just growing on the ground. Look at these big leaves. I can't even describe. Some of them did get eaten by caterpillars, it looks like, since this is the Butterfly Center. I think that might be a goeldii that's really mature and has a lot of leaves on one circle, whatever it's called. I think those are bromeliads. The stripes are really cool. Here I had Verity stand in front of these leaves to show for scale. She's 8 years old, and that's how big the leaves are. So many flowers everywhere for the butterflies. Just gigantic, huge plants. Back there is a really big calathea just growing out of the ground. It's so pretty. Look how tiny she is. Look at those leaves. And here's another view of the waterfall. And I love these vining or draping hanging plants. There's orchids in the trees. I love that. They've got ferns on the trees. Here she is. Here's the moment. This is what we were waiting for. Meg, the corpse flower. I'm going to show another view of her in a minute. There's some more calathea, and I definitely saw goeldii, which I know is a thaumatophyllum now. More flowers. I think there was a coffee tree. Is that the coffee tree? This is a cool plant. Does anybody know what this is? Just huge monstera everywhere. I love this so much. I would love to have a tropical backyard. Bromeliad. The waterfall going over there. It was really loud, actually, especially if you got lower to the pool where the waterfall lands. And it was a bit echoey around the rocks. I love that fern. It's so big. I want ferns, staghorn ferns, and to mount them. But here they have them growing on the trees just like in nature. Here Zen and Verity are admiring the waterfall. I love these plants that are coming down. Here's some anthurium, clarinervium. It's so beautiful. Oh, and I think that's a big begonia next to it. That is a really cool tropical plant right there. I've seen those for sale on the Indonesian sites. Oh, and here's a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma climbing up the tree, as it should. More epiphytes. I love the plants in the trees. This, I think, is some sort of Calathea or Stenanthe, that family. Bromeliads here. That huge begonia. And lots of butterflies. They're really active where it's warm, where it's sunny and humid, and then their activity is slower in the areas that are cooler. So here's some kind of butterfly or moth. It looks like big eyes. And here's the butterflies again at the begonias. Here's Meg. She actually did not smell as bad as I expected. I was expecting way worse. So there she is. She's so beautiful. She could start wilting as early as tonight. That's why we wanted to go right away. I didn't want to miss it. I knew that I would regret it. Look at this. This is a calathea. It's huge. We also went to the part with the bug info in the museum. Zen wasn't too fond of that, even though the bugs were in cages. Look at those anthurium. This spiral ginger, or it's some kind of ginger. I think spiral. They are fuzzy. I didn't touch these, but I've seen them before at Zone 9. They were for sale. And look at this. Is this a big begonia? What are those big leaves? More of these butterflies that look like owls. Like, doesn't that look like an owl's face to scare off predators? And then more orchids growing on the trees just as they should. It was so beautiful. I had such a great time. I think the kids got something out of it. Definitely starbursts from the concession store. But they were good sports. Verity wanted to go. Zen had to go because, I mean, he's little and I'm the mom. Look at that big pillowy leaf. I just want to touch it to my face, but obviously I didn't. We were very respectful of all of the plants. We just looked. And look at that. That looks like the plant that I just got recently. The Medinilla. The leaves look similar. So here, you can't really tell, but those peace lilies were like 5 feet tall. Yep, and that was it. We came, we saw, we smelled. We smelled a corpse flower for the first time. And we were one of the first people in line to see it.